see if we're live. And if the frackin' laptop wants to work. Oh, Lord. It's just a mess. Everything's a mess. We're having time of everything being a mess. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, so we have sound, we have picture, we don't have laptop yet, but hopefully that'll sort itself out. Hello, my name is Allie. I'm from Ok2BeFat because it is okay to be fat. Welcome to my stream. This is the Yakuza Zero stream, and you are welcome. Alright, so let's see, I got the person that I need to thank. Thank you to Cat Lady Kayla for the follow. Appreciate that. Alright, so... Well, first of all, I just wanted to show y'all this Kyombo, the Jiangshi, a reanimated corpse. Sweet. I didn't realize that's what it was when I pulled it out of the, what's-its. But, yep, apparently so. Aha! Oh. Dismiss. Okay, good. We're good. We're live. We should be going. Yes, I would like to watch it. Ha-ha! Everything's good. Alright. So put him away. I don't really need that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is a Mahjong tutorial. I've been talking to some people in the Yakuza subreddit, and apparently I know people are having problems with it, so I thought what I would do is just do... I have theories on what the basic strategy is for Mahjong for people who are trying to get completion but are having problems. So, especially with Yakuza Zero, I feel like the Mahjong's kind of complicated. So, let's do that, and I'm just gonna clip it out and put it on YouTube, and that's gonna be a little tutorial for people. So where am I at? Oh gosh, I'm not anywhere close to the Mahjong parlor, so let me just take a taxi down there while the spooky doo music plays. Woo! No, I do not want to fight you. I want to play Mahjong. There we go. Okay. Very well, sir. Yes. I'm putting what on YouTube? You missed the beginning of that. Hi, Tier. So what I'm gonna do is I have a theory about, like, what is a good strategy to help people who are trying to get completion for Mahjong in order to get their trophies and their completions, but are having trouble with it. So, I thought I would just run a little Mahjong tutorial here of the Mahjong basics that you need to know to complete your Mahjong, and then I'm going to clip it out, and bing bang, it's going on YouTube. It seemed like the easiest way to do it, because it's hard to explain, I think. Oh. Do I want to read the Mahjong magazine? Hell yeah! Ooh. It's a Mahjong magazine from Takishobo, filled with Mahjong manga, like Super Zugan, about a guy with absolutely no luck at all. I never have to worry about money again if I played against someone like that. Cool. Alright. No, I don't want to look at the Mahjong magazine again. I want to talk to the guy. There we go. I will compete in a ranked match. Yeah, I think it might be useful. Okay, so before I get into it, let me quit out and let's take a look at what the completion list is for Mahjong. So I have it written down, but it might be nice to see it also, because I've finished it already. So it starts here. Go out 10 times. Go out with Mangen 5 times. Go out with Hanuman once. Go out with Richi Ipatsu. Go out with a full straight. earn a total of 10 million in Mahjong. So, go out 10 times should just happen as you're playing. Mangen and Hanuman are higher scores. So, if you get above a certain score, that's going to be a Mangen, and then a score ranking above that is a Hanuman. So, I wouldn't worry about those too much. If you just follow the strategy, that should happen. Rishi Ipatsu, same thing. If you follow the strategy, I'm going to outline for you, that will happen. So, full straight's a little bit more complicated. We'll talk about that in a minute. What you want to do the 10,000 yen is basically make sure, wait until you're later in the game and get where you have, like, you know, good money coming in, you have the money, and then make sure you play at the high stakes table. The reason why you want to do that is because it's more returns, essentially. So anything that you play at the low stakes table, you're not getting a lot of money back for the points that you're making. So you everything goes in points, and the points total out to different amounts of yen. And so if you do a big win at the low rate table, you're not gonna come up with a lot of money. If you get like big scores a couple of times on the high stakes table, then you can make this up in like 2 or 3 goes. So you can also, if you want to practice, if you pay the 50,000 yen to compete in ranked matches, then you can just play Mahjong for free after that in the ranked matches. So let's start with the high rate table, just because I just want to show you something about it. But also, I don't think where it says, I think sometimes people are a little concerned about that because these say like advanced, and this one says intermediate and beginner. I don't really find that there's that much difference in the skills of the computer players that you're playing against. So just go ahead, get your money, make sure you have like a wad, and then go ahead and play at the high rate table. Okay, yes, and it's 2.5 million to join, and I'm gonna go ahead and play. Count me in. Okay. So they take your money, and you go ahead, and everybody starts with 25,000 points. Go into the rules. Make sure that you have it set up this way. You want half. This is specifically for Yakuza 0. In other games, sometimes they'll say full game, half game. Make sure you go for the smaller one. Koiten, you want. Red Dora, you do want to use. I'm not going to do a lot of explaining of things that are real mahjong-y and like might not necessarily like translate to outside of the game. This is how you want to set it up. Once you set it up that way, it'll stay that way unless you change it. Okay, so let's start the game. The other thing that you need to do specifically for Zero, because I feel like Yakuza 0 has the most kind of, not burdensome exactly, but it is like one of the more complicated completions in all of the mainline games that I've played. Judgment has a kind of complicated one, but that's a little bit different. Part of the reason why it is complicated is because they don't translate the tiles. So what you're going to need to do is get a cheat sheet. I'm going to put a link in the description when I upload this tutorial to an image that you can print out or pull up on your phone and look at, because you're going to need a translation of the character tiles, because this game does not put like numbers on them. They're just in the Japanese characters. So here we go. Okay. So the first thing that I want to say is there's 3 kinds of just for regular going out, there's kind of 3 kinds of Yaku that I'm gonna suggest that you get. So I already have one here. Basically, you see there's the characters. They always put them in this order of suits: characters, dots, and then there's the bamboos, which I don't have any of. And there's 2 character tiles that are black, 2 that are green, and 1 that is red. The black ones, you're just gonna dump. Those are the wind tiles. They're a little bit complicated. because it depends on what seat wind that you have. If you don't want to learn about that, then just don't play with them and don't worry about them, because they don't count for points unless they're the right wind for the seat that you're in. So just ignore them. If you start out with 2 dragon tiles, and the dragon ones are the green characters, the red characters, and the blank tile. So green, red, white, those are your dragons. Dragons are always a scoring hand. So in this case, if you start with 2 dragons, someone discards a dragon, you do want to steal. So I'm going to go ahead and steal. So now it's my turn to discard. I'm going to go ahead and discard this character because I don't want it. So what we're doing here is this is a 1 character, and we have 2. This is 2, these are 5s, and this is a 9. And then the others, you can just kind of count the dots or the bamboos, and that'll let you know like what the number is. When you're starting out, just dump out these winds. You don't need them. Okay, so that's a dragon. Just as a general idea of what you're doing for Mahjong, you need to have a hand where you have 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need 4 melds of 3 and then a pair. Melds are either straights, so like 1, 2, and if I got a 3, that would be a straight. Melds are also triplets, which are 3 of a kind. So in this case, they're gonna yell at me for taking too long, but like whatever. You can sit here and think about things as long as you want, and they'll grumble, but like, you know, they can't really do anything. So there's 3 hands that I think work really well just for regular trying to win games. One is a dragon hand where you have a dragon like this. The other one is all triplets. You always need a pair, so make sure you keep an amount back for your pair. But then if you have triplets, then you can go out. The problem with Rishi Mahjong, it's not a problem, but it causes it to be more complicated, is unlike Rummy, right? So in Rummy, if you had just, you know, straight, triple, and then, you know, whatever else you need, you could just go out and you could win. But in Mahjong, you can't, or at least in Japanese Rishi Mahjong, which is what we're playing here. So you have to have not only all the melds that you need, but it has to add up to a scoring hand. And the scoring hands are kind of like poker hands, and you can kind of think of them like poker hands. And so I'm just going to do that because I don't like them yelling at me. You can think of them kind of like poker hands. So like a full house is a hand that you can win with. You have to have not just the right melds, but you also have to have a hand that you can win with. So in this case, I have the dragons and I can win as long as I get all the rest of my melds correct, then I can win. So let's see. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of... you can take a look at what people are discarding. I can see somebody's discarded a red dragon, so I'm going to go ahead and discard that. Okay, so the other hand that you can try for... you know what? I'll talk about that one a little bit later, and we're just going to go ahead and try to complete this one. Another thing to keep in mind, when you're looking at, do you see underneath where it says Soichiro Kanzaki? There's a tile flipped over. That's the Dora indicator. Doras provide extra points. So, in this case, so we have a pawn. So, a lot of the guides will tell you not to steal. I'm going to tell you about hands that it's okay to steal with. So in this case, I've already opened the hand, but a dragon hand doesn't have to be closed. Closed means you haven't stolen anything. Because the dragon hand is a valid Yaku by itself, I don't need to have the hand be closed. Some Yaku have to be closed in order to count, but this one doesn't. Hey, Allie. I've been here since your weird little reanimated corpse guy, but my ADHD is being Mimic's explosion today, so I'll probably be extremely lurky. Don't even worry about that. That's totally fine. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of this 7. So you see, this is a 4 of dots. So we have 3 and we have a 5, and then I just got the 4. So now all I'm waiting for is an 8. This is an 8. And then once I get that, I should be able to win. If it comes out. See, the thing is you can play exactly like you should, and it may not matter, because the other thing to keep in mind about Mahjong is, it's kind of like poker also in that there's, like, luck. There's a lot of luck involved. Yeah, that was a pretty intense one. So, the amount of points that it was is a mangen. And so that would, if I had gotten that, that would count towards my mangen completion. Okay, so let's take a look. So, for this hand, starting where I'm starting, I have 2 5s, 2, I think, 7s, a 9. I believe these are 7s. The 7 and the 6 kind of look similar to me. But the other thing to keep in mind is the game will always put these in numerical order. So, I know it's not a 4 because I know this is a 5, right? So, the other thing that you can go for is what's called a tanyao. Tanyao translates to all simples. And what it means when it says all simples is ones and 9s are called terminal tiles, and then there's these special other tiles, the characters and the wins. So in order to get a tanyao, you have to make all your melds without having any 9s, 1s, or any wins. So you want to discard out with those. I am not gonna cheat on this. So, yes, I also hope you have a fun lurk. Okay. So, the other thing to keep in mind when you're playing is how close things are to each other, right? So, the 4 makes this into a straight, so I definitely don't want to keep this 8, but the 8 and the 5 are kind of too far apart, so it would have to be 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that's already too many. So, because straights are only in 3s. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this 8. I would like to keep the 5 because it's a point scoring 5. Now, I'm in a little bit of a pickle here because I got this 1. If I want to keep going for tanyao, I need to ditch the 1. But if I ditch the 1, I could potentially have an issue. So there is a rule called furitan, which has to do with discards. The easiest way to think of furitan is that if anything that you discard, you will not be able to win with. That's not exactly what it is, but if you play that way, it is kind of an easier way to think of how the game is working. Now, the other thing that's also another wrinkle is that this is also a Dora tile, because the 8 of bamboo is flipped over, so that means the Dora is the next tile up. So if it circles. So if it was a 9, it would be the 1, and it's in the same suit. So the question is, do I really want to keep this? If I had a triplet of 9s, it would be really good to keep, but I don't, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, I do not wish to cheat. Okay, another 1, wonderful. don't want that one. This is east, but I'm not keeping winds. Okay. No. The other thing that you can do if you're not sure is every time it is your turn, if you press the square button, or I believe it's X on the Xbox, you can check and see if you have the ability to reach. Ooh, this is better. Okay, so the reason why I want to keep this 2 is because if I keep the 2, I can have the 2s be my pair, which means I get to keep this, which scores an extra point. So I am going to get rid of one of these. Eventually, you do have to start deciding what you're going to take, what's going to be your pair, and breaking up other pairs, because you have a better chance. You kind of have to think of it like what would solve your meld, or what would solve your hand, right? So if I take this pawn, so pawn is for 3 of a kind and chi is for a straight. If I take this pawn, which I could do, then 2 things happen. Number 1, I open my hand, which a lot of times you don't want to do it if you don't have to, because if you can reach, that is extra points. The more points than you get, the closer you're going to be to Hanuman and Mangan. So the other reason why I don't want to do it is it's going to mess up my pair. So I'm going to say cancel. No, I do not wish to do that. It will also ask you if you want to cheat on straights you already have. Just say no. Okay, so now what I have is let's see, I'm waiting on either basically a 4 of characters. A 5 of characters would also help. So that would be a triple, or a 6 of characters. So I have 3. So for the first meld, I have 1 tile that will solve it to be Tanyao. 2 tiles to solve it to not be Tanyao. And then I have for the middle one, for the 5s, I have 2 tiles that would solve that meld. So the 5 or the 6. And the more tiles that will solve your melds and get you closer to the ready state, which is called Tenpai, then the better off you are. So in this case, I'm not going to take that again. I'm not taking that. As you get closer to the tiles running out, it starts to make sense to try to go for draw points. So this hand is one of the hands that I'm kind of suggesting that you think about making. This is an all triplet hand, which is called Toy Toy. Toy Toy is worth 2 Han, which is a better score than Dragons or Tanyao, all simples. And you can make it with an open hand. So you can see the tiles that are turned here, this guy stole them. But he still was able to go out. So. So if you check for Rish... Oh, I should... Well, whatever. So this is a 4, this is a 3, so I definitely want to keep that. And I'm going to get rid of the characters. I'm going to get rid of this dragon as well. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm working with here. Sometimes it'll just deal honor tiles, it just deals them and deals them. Okay, so get rid of this 9. Basically, if you're not sure what to go for, head for Tanyao is the easiest thing to make. In this case, also, this is a 9, and it's not really connected to the rest of this suit very well. It's kind of out by itself at the end of the sequence, and it's going to be hard to make. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. I'm going to keep this 5, and go ahead and get rid of this one. Even though Tanyao is not a high-scoring, it's not a high-scoring Yaku, it doesn't give you a lot of points. You can, all the points do stack. So, if I get a 2, you can see the Dora indicator is a 1, so that means that the Dora is actually a 2. If I can get a 2, that's a Dora. If I can get a red Dora 5, then that's an extra Dora. If you declare Rish, and you can, that's a Dora. If you declare, or that's a Han, if you, which is a point. Doras and Hans are just points. So if you, that's another point. If you can, if you declare Rish, a Rish is a 1,000-point bet that you're gonna win. If you declare Rish and then you're able to run on somebody before it is your turn again, that's a Ipatsu, or an Ipats. That's another point. And so even though Tanyao can seem like it's not necessarily worth going for because it's kind of low scoring, it can really be worth going for because you can stack. And also sometimes it's the only way to go out. Okay. No. Okay, so now I got a red 5, and I definitely want to keep that. So I am gonna do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and decide what is gonna be the pair. And I guess it's gonna be 2, 3, 4. I guess it's, see, because the pair can't be these 4s because the 4 is involved in this straight. If I get a 5 over here, it can't be that. I'm just gonna keep this and see where it goes. Alright, so I could chi on that, or I could pawn on it. I don't really want to do either, so I'm gonna go ahead and cancel. Okay, so I have 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. And that... I am gonna get rid of one of these 4s. Okay. Alright, so now it's just a question. We're getting low on tiles. So now I'm going to start thinking about stealing to make sure that I can get into Tenpai. Which is the ready state. So that I can get points and not lose. I do not... The question here is, should I take this 5... knowing that the 2 is an extra point. But everybody else knows that too, so... But also nobody has discarded a 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, no, I'm not gonna take it. Okay, nope. This just might not be my hand. Okay, so I'm going to swap out this 6 for this 3. And the reason why is because I haven't discarded a 2, so that means I could get another 2. And I haven't discarded a 5 of dots, so I could take the 5. In this case, with these by themselves, this is a 1 tile weight. So what that means is there's 1 tile that will give you a straight here. But if I take the 3 instead of the 6, then there's 2 tiles. That's statistically better, so you should always upgrade that when you can. Except that kind of thing can happen. So, I mean, it happens. This is winning on a Tanya hand. Because he did Arish, he was able to get an Ura Dora, which is just an extra Dora. Wow. Ooh, this is painful. It's like, okay, it's a 4. That's the thing, is like, no matter how much you know, if you play it like exactly like you should, sometimes you're just not gonna win. Because it's a game of chance. So I have here 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so this might be a good hand to try for a full straight on. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any hand where you the full straight is tricky and it takes some luck. In a hand where you start out with 5 or more of the tiles that you would need to get the full straight, go for the full straight, is my advice. If you're still trying to get it for completion. Okay. No, I already have that. Alright. Does this make sense? I don't know, but this is kind of how I tend to think about it, is there's a bunch of different Yakus that you can get. Concentrate on the ones that you know what they are, and can get them kind of, I guess, easily, or can remember, you know, what they are and how to get them. Okay, that's an 8. I don't need an 8. Okay, so this is going pretty well. So I've got 2, 3, 4. This is a 6. This is a 7. So 2 7s. So 7, 8, 9. So 2, 3, 4. So to get the full straight, I just need just like a 5 and a 1. Oh, for God's sake. It's just not my day with this. E-pots. Oof. Yep, I'm losing money. And that's the end of the game. And... Alright, so here's the advice for specifically trying to get money. And this is like true, I think this is, well, it doesn't really matter for Mahjong because they put you out like after every game. But on all of the gambling games, so I'm going to go back and play where it's not going to cost me money because I'm actually at the part of the game where it does matter how much money you have. But they'll put you out of the game and calculate your profit or loss for every game. For all of the gambling, you should, as soon as you have a profit, you should quit out so it'll calculate it for you and book it. It does not book negative stuff against your like total profit. So just, that's one thing to keep in mind. Alright, so I'm gonna compete in a rank match. I'll do a little bit more. Hopefully this makes sense. Alright, so what we're thinking about are, if you are still working on money completion, play at the high ranking tables. If you're in Kamurocho, there is a telephone booth. It's right near the Mahjong parlor. There's one pretty close here too, down the street. If you have a bad go, just scrub the save. That's what I do. You know, if you're in a position where you don't want to, like, I mean, I don't do it on stream because that would kind of be detrimental to the stream, but normally if I have a bad go at Mahjong and I can't afford to lose the money, I'll just, you know, reload a save and try again. If you need practice and you don't want to put in money, the ranked matches is a good way to do that. I don't like super recommend playing them unless you just enjoy it, because the prizes are not like that great. Okay, so this is good. And also, okay, so the Dora is going to be, that's a 4. The Dora is going to be a 5. So this is an extra point. This is red, so it's an extra point. This is red, so this is an extra point. So this is not a bad hand to start with. First thing that I'm going to do is I don't have more than one dragon, so I'm just going to dump all these honor tiles. All the wins, all the dragons are honor tiles. I'm just going to dump out of them and see what my hand looks like once that's done. Okay, so this is interesting. This is pretty early in the game, and so the question is, should you steal this early in the game. We're at like 56 tiles are left. We've only gone around like 3 times. And I would say generally, probably not. And the reason why is this. You can, with the hands that I've given you to do, Tanyao, which is no 9s, no 1s, no Winds or Dragons. All triplets is the other one. And then the Dragons. You can steal and technically make those hands. But if you wait and try to get a Rish, then, which you can't do if you steal, then that's extra points. So if you're trying to get your Mangan and your Hanuman, then you really need to go for higher scores if you can. So in my opinion, it is too early to steal. There's still another 5 out, and then there's going to be a 6 that could also solve that meld, so I am not going to steal. This is a 5. I'm going to get rid of this. This is the 9, so I'm going to get rid of that. That's a 9. I don't want that. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I have here 4, 5, 6, and then 6, 7, 8. That is good. I am going to get rid of these ones. If you can put a Tanyao with something else, they, like I said, they will stack. Let's see. I do not wish to do that. If I was, because the thing too is here is if I was to take this, if I took it as a chi, like whatever. But if I took it as a pawn, be careful, because I already have 2 runs set up here, or 2 straights. And so if I take it as a pawn, which is the 3 of a kind, then it's going to mess up my straights. And so that's something also to keep in mind. Don't want that. Okay. I'm still going to say no. What would be great here is if I got... So I'm in a pretty good position. If I get a 4, that'll solve this meld as a straight. If I get a 5, it'll solve it as a triplet. Here, if I get a 5, then this is going to be my triplet. And then if I get a 4, then the 4s can be my triplet. If I get a 6, then it's a little bit different. But it's pretty decent because I've got like a bunch of different ways to kind of solve for this, and I'm like 1 tile away from Tenpai, which means I can't reach yet, but I almost can. So if you can put yourself in a position where you have more options, that's better. Okay. That's a 7. That is nothing to me. Okay. Huh. Okay, so now we have a decision time. Because the question is like, the 3 has now gone from being a garbage tile to being in play. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what I've discarded and what everybody else has discarded. Because all the discards are public. So I'm going to look for 3s. I'm going to look for 4s. Because I want to keep these 2. Because this is a Dora. And I want to keep these 2 because both of these are Doras. If I get a red 5, then it'll be 2 Doras, and that'll be a very high score. So the 5s I'm keeping, and these 5s I definitely want to keep as well. So the question is, are there any 4 of dots out? No. Are there any 3 of characters out? No. So, whatever. Doesn't matter, and I'm going to stick with my original plan. Okay. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and I am going to pawn on this, because that's 2 Dora tiles. And now I am in Tenpai, which means if I get... Oh, of course they give me the 3 now. this game likes to do what I call bastard draws, where they just give you the thing that you just discarded, I think to troll. So, if I get the 4, I can win. If I get the 5, I can win. 5 would be nice. It would be better, because of it being a Dora. But either way, I can win, and then the other one will be the pair. And if it goes to a draw, I'll get points. Nope. I should get points. Okay, I got points. So Tenpai is ready. So you have to keep in mind not just like the melds that you're making, but whether or not you're making a hand that is gonna get points. Okay, so that's a 4. You should not do what my husband does and go for pairs. Like all pairs is also a Yaku, and people, you can't steal to get it though, because you can only steal in 3s. And I feel like the other players, like the computer players, get all pairs all the time. And I've only ever gotten it like twice the whole time I've been playing. Nope. Okay. This is pretty decent. So, if you have a lot of pairs, it kind of sets you up for like a pretty nice situation for being able to get Toy Toy, which is that is the one that is all triplets. So I am gonna make a decision to go for Toy Toy here. Toy Toy is nice too because you can steal to get it, number 1, and you can steal for triplets, so you can pawn off of anybody. You can only chi off the person to your left, unless it's your last tile. So that makes it a little easier to get. And I'm gonna go ahead and start pawning here. For all the good it's gonna, I'm like not gonna win a single hand in my like tutorial. Oh my lord. I mean, that is the way the Mahjong cookie crumbles. Alright. Now we're in a good position. And that's a run. And because it was also Tanyao, that's the other thing too, is if you get rid of all of your 1s and 9s and honors, you can do both. You could even do a dragon. No, you can't actually do all 3, because Tanyao and dragon contradict each other. You can't have both. But you could have a Toy Toy and a dragon. Okay. I would normally keep these, but because of how I'm telling you guys how to play, I'm gonna go ahead and play it that way. This is a 4. Get rid of the east. Okay. That's a 9. We're gonna get rid of all of those as well. Good lord. Nothing but. They want to tease you sometimes. Okay, so this tile right here, the red Dora 5 and the dots, it's actually worth 2 Dora because it's red and because the Dora indicator is for the 5, which is pretty good, and we definitely want to try to keep that and incorporate it into the hand if we can. That's a 9. If you do this long enough, you'll learn the character tiles. It's not too bad. I learned them pretty quick. Ooh. that is tempting. We have 27 left. It is red, which means it's better. So... And this hand is kind of crappy. So I'm going to go ahead and steal. I'm going to get rid of this 7 because the 3, 4 are like connected to each other. And this is just not close enough in the numbers to make it like kind of hook onto that. Get rid of that. Once you've already stolen, like, there's no reason not to keep doing it. Unless it's gonna screw up your Yaku. In which case, don't do it then. Okay, so this is a 7. 2, 4, 5, 8. 4 and 5 are together. 7 and 8 are together, so I'm gonna get rid of the 2. Alright. I normally wouldn't advise doing this because Tanyao, but there's 8 tiles left, so I gotta try to get into Senpai, which is the ready state, so we'll do that. Okay. I have not discarded a 6 yet, so that is fine. I don't think I'm gonna get to Tanyao because it's too far away. Alright. Still not there, though. And in a draw where you are not in Senpai, I think I said Tanyao when I meant Senpai. When you're not in the ready state, you have to pay points, which sucks. That's why I say if you're starting to get down less tiles, then try to, you know, go ahead and get there if you can. Because even if you're like, I don't understand why I can't go out, just stay in Tenpai, especially if you're getting low on tiles, because then at least you have a chance to get some points and not to get penalized. And then it's just a question of, like, really, you gotta play a lot of games. This is kind of a way to, like, brute force it. If you just do it enough times, you should eventually be able to do it. It's a solid strategy. It is not an immediate, it's definitely going to work for you strategy. There is nothing for that, especially in this particular game. Because Yakuza 0 does not have any cheat items. There's no way to cheat these. You either do it or you don't. Unfortunately, because, like, you know, people, I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, I like Mahjong, but if you don't, and you want your completion, it's kind of a problem. The question is, do you want it enough to, like, you know, sort of save scum a lot of Mahjong? I mean, the thing that kept us from getting, me and my husband from getting completion originally on this was simply that, like, I could not get the dancing. And couldn't finish the last, like, 2 dance battles, and then just got frustrated and gave up. Okay. Okay. Not great. So, also, if you're wondering about the hands, it's supposed to be, so this is an East round, that means 4 hands. The reason why it seems like you're doing a lot more hands than that is if the person who is East is the dealer, if it is a draw or if the dealer wins, then it keeps being that hand. So if I win this hand, it's gonna be East 3 again. So that's another thing to kind of, I don't know if you want to keep it in mind, but it's just if you're wondering, like, why the heckity heck it's taken so long, that's why. Okay, that's a 6. So this is a 6, and this is a 7. And okay. So in this case, I'm going for Tanyao. I think also you could potentially, based on this being 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, you could also, on something like this, you could go for the full straight. For God's sake. Well, it's just like that sometimes. Oh no! Oh, the Uradora was the green dragon. That is bad. Yeah. That's a Hanuman score. So, the way to get Mangen and Hanuman is to just run it up as high as you can. So, in this case, a green dragon, as you can see, is that's 1 point. So that's not a high scoring hand. This person got lucky because you don't know what the Uradora is going to be until after the hand is over. But reaching increases your point value, and then paying attention to the Dora increases your points value. That's why I advise definitely using the red Doras. It means that there's more points that are able to be gotten. And you really want to kind of run up the points as much as you can. And that's going to be what gets you your Mangen. That's going to be what gets you your 10 million yen. Ooh. Now, isn't that interesting? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 5s. It looks good, but it's kind of not great. Oh, alright. So now I can reach. I'm going to say, yes, I do want to reach. Now, you can see up in the top corner, it's telling me how many options or how many tiles are left to complete the hand. And you can go through and select. So in this case, it's 3, 3, 2, 3. So back to 3. So, I think 2 really kind of samey, isn't it? So definitely don't want to pick the 2 when there's 3s available. So I'm going to select that one. And then, once you've done a reach, the game will autoplay. If someone puts out the tile that I need before the round is done, then that's how you get your EPOT's completion. And it just goes. Don't get jam happy with the buttons because you might accidentally like cancel out of a run and you don't want to do, or out of being able to run on somebody else and you don't want to do that. Okay, it's a draw, so I'm gonna get draw points. The Riche bet stays on the table, and whoever wins at the next time will, oh my god, why are we playing a south round? Okay. So this is a full game. In a full game, there's an east and south round. I do not normally play full games. I didn't realize this was on the full game. But we'll go ahead and finish this one out, and that's going to be the Mahjong tutorial. Okay. So I would like to get rid of that, yes. So I discarded out all my honors. I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to get rid of this one. When in doubt, go for Tanyao. So, both of these, you can see the Dora indicator. These are both Dora, which means points. Dora are good. Okay. That's good too, and we want to keep it. Get rid of that. Oh, for God's sake. Better that they pawn on you than run on you later. Okay. So, I now have... Alright, so that brings me closer, which is good. Do not wish to chi. This brings me closer, which is good. And that's 3 Doras. That's good. I hope I win this one. Okay, so I need essentially a 4 or a 7 of dots, and I need a 5 or an 8 of characters. And I will pawn to get them. Oh. Okay. So. Ugh, and she sumoed. She sumoed when I had 3 of the Dora tiles. It sucks. There's nothing for it. This is the madness and the frustration of Mahjong, but also, like, I don't know. I think it's good. I like it. I can see why it's frustrating for people, but I find it kind of soothing. Okay. No. No. Alright, so I have 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. I'm gonna go ahead and try for this, like, full straight again. Sure. I can't remember if the full straight involves not opening the hand, so I just went ahead and did it. Okay. Nope. Now I'm questioning my decisions. 3. No. Sure. So I already have that 3, so I'm not going to use it again. This is getting kind of testy. So if you have the question, why is it that you couldn't, like, steal the 7, let's say, that Cautious Akira put out, it's because you can only steal for triplets unless it's the person on your left, which is kind of a pain, but there we have it. Yep. Not even Tenpai. Yeah, I would just, like, go for the straight if you have it, and you should get it eventually. I do think that sometimes you can kind of tell in a way that you would not be able to with people, what the game is kind of pushing you towards. Sometimes they'll give you a bunch of what you need to make a certain kind of hand. And if you pay attention to that, then it can help you. I can't believe I'm playing a full South round. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this hand this is another thing to keep in mind. This hand like the way that it's set up now with 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 3, 3, 3. It's not a Yaku, right? Like, ooh. None of these things are gonna give you like a Yaku hand, but Rish is a Yaku by itself. If you can get into a ready state and declare Rish, then you can win. Whether or not your hand would let you win if you stole. And so this is why people tell you not to steal, because it gives you more options for going out and also for points. I don't mean to do it. That's the thing, there were a bunch of tiles that would solve this hand, and like, I might not get any of them. It's possible. Especially the luck I'm having right now. Oh, come on. Ha! Look at that! Yeah. It's like, I would not say that I'm like a particularly expert Mahjong player or anything, but what I can say is I've done all the completion in every game, including Judgment, so it will work. You just have to give it time. So I'm just getting rid of all these tiles that are gonna put me out of Tanya. There's one. Okay. The earlier you can reach, the better. It does not matter. 3 is Dora, so that's good. There we go, and that's an epoch. So even if you're not having a great like table round, you can still finish some of these completions. Like this one. Yeah. Like one good hand can really kind of bring you back. Not back enough though, I'm still in 4th place, but that was a good hand. And so the Oradora gave me a Dora, the 3 gave me a Dora, and then the red 5 gave me a Dora. And then that stacked with the Rish, and then the Ipatsu, and so that gave me a Mangen. And so then that would count towards those 5 Mangen that you need, and it would count towards your Ipats. Always keep the red 5s if you can. I do not need to do that. Yeah, that was kind of a jerky draw. Get rid of the 1. Okay, so it's 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 2 9s. I do not need that. Okay. 2, 4, 6 is better than an 8 there. Ugh. I don't want these 9s because I am still going for Tanyao to start. No, not gonna do it. I'm just discarding out anything that doesn't help me, which is none of this is helping. Okay, so I'm gonna the 6 and the 7 would be good. Pawn. Now I'm gonna reach. Okay, so that's 5. They're all 5. So, and none of them had to do with Dora, so it doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna go. Okay. And every time you're going out, that counts towards your go out a certain number of times. So that's good. Just getting rid of all of these honors to start. There we go. Okay. I do not feel like I have enough pairs to go for Toy Toy, so I'm not going to take that. So, unless there's some reason to think that I could get a straight, I'm not gonna go for, like, opening up the hand or having, you know, leaving honor styles in, or terminals, usually. Ugh. Let's do this. 7, 8. So we're getting low, so I'm gonna probably want to start stealing soon if I can. This hand is kind of bad. And it doesn't matter. It wasn't on me, so it doesn't have anything to do with me. Okay, alright, so in this case I have the 2 red dragons to start. So I'm going to keep those and hope that someone discards a red dragon that I can steal, or that I get the other red dragon. In that case, having 9s and 1s is fine, because you're probably gonna... You can't get Sanyo anyway with dragons. I am not going to steal that. Okay. This 9's not very close to the 6 numerically, so I'm just gonna dump it. Don't want another one. Don't want that. Okay, that's east. Okay. So we have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. The 1 doesn't really go. Can't reach yet, so I'll just keep going. 35 left. Do I want to steal that? No, I'm not going to steal it. Okay. Now we're doing good. We're getting closer. And he runs, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the end of the Mahjong tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. I guess you can't change... Huh. You can ask me questions about it if you want. That's fine. Now, it's time, I guess, to go do cabaret club stuff. Yeah, it's like half the stream. I didn't expect that to take up half the stream, but like, it is complicated. Like, it's not, it is a little bit complicated, and I think easier to show. But to show it, you gotta play a good game. Yeah, the other reason to go ahead and play on, not the ranked matches is that you can get through games faster because you can play quarter games. There you go. I did that, like, mostly, honestly, for me. Because I'm like, I have a strategy and it's good, and I want to explain that strategy to people because I think it works, and I like explaining my strategies. But I don't know, maybe people will find that helpful. And I'll probably post this on Reddit because people seem to, like, I don't know. People are asking for help, and I like to help, and I think it's a fun community. People are very nice about my fan art, which I appreciate. Ooh. I'm not gonna do that. So next stream, on, I guess, Wednesday, we'll be doing, most assuredly, going to the Grand, and doing the next part of the story, because the, intensity music is so stressful. Okay. Yes, I would like to run the cabaret club. I need money. And also, like, we just need to grind. Okay, we're gonna prep to open. Gotta do something about this. Oh, she's maxed. I don't need her. I need to grind with girls that are maxed. Oh, you're also maxed. Tired, maxed, tired, maxed, not tired. She's tired, she'll come out. Sure, girl, why not? Okay. So, I hope people are having a better day than I am. I just, like, did not have the kind of day I was hoping to have. And, like, the toilet's broken. Like, it's not flushing right, and trying to get someone to come take a look at it, and it's just like, worst. Kiara, Indo, Marilyn's already in there, Fusei. Kiara, you could go in. Have I ever maxed out all the girls? I think on our first run through, we tried. Some of the bronze girls, it's a little bit difficult. Especially the ones that don't have specialties, like, poor sweet Chizo. Thank you. I'm sure Foxy will come down and give me some smooshies later. She's in the bedroom with Hudge, so that means she will not be appearing today. Oh, right. Yokihori Theater. Oh, yeah, I don't have enough money for that. That's why I didn't get that one. It's just like, I've changed the flapper on a toilet before. I don't know. This one doesn't. I don't know. I'm. What I'm afraid of, and what's probably gonna happen, is that they're gonna tell me that I need a whole new toilet, and that's gonna suck. I hope they don't do that. Maybe they can change out some of the toilet guts. Maybe they can just fix it. I don't know. But what I do know is that they can't come until Thursday. So we're having to do some janky workarounds that, like, for part of the time today, I was just like, what are we gonna do? This house has one toilet. This has one bathroom because it's small. But we figured out a workaround. Should be fine. It's I've had better days than today, but I've had worse ones too, so what are you gonna do? Oh, here he is, handsome man. Alright, hope you guys are ready to partay. Get in there, Vicky. Really? Picky, picky, picky. Alright, she can go. We had to replace ours recently and we're in the same position. It sucked. I hope it's an easy fix. I will put out good vibes for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. He's like, but I like Tabiki. It's like, it's fine. You like this girl too. Get in there, Yoko. How's this, man? It's not. Ugh. Oh, he also wants to be king? Oh, well, whatever. Hey, don't be a jerk. I hope it's easy too. I mean, I hope that whatever it is, like, they can just get it just straightened out. Baby. Oh, y'all, though, let me just tell you, we've been getting going on Yakuza 7, and it is a hey! Get him, Akemi. It is a pleasure and a delay. Hey! See, you never know. I'm actually really thrilled with it. I was not sure how they were gonna, oh, okay. Like, how they were gonna integrate the RPG elements, or, like, if it was gonna be, like, how it was gonna work, and it's great. We always protect the girl. Oh, right. Kawaii na. I already love Ichiban. He's perfect. Angel. I was like not sure how I was gonna feel about him after Kiryu, who I do miss. Ugh. I'm like, no, crime dad, come back. I loved him so much. But they really did, like, just nuke that storyline. They're like, oh, like, they want to make sure you know, like, that was done and this is new. Because they definitely set it up to be like, hey, this is not the Kamurocho you knew, hun. And I'm like, what? But yeah, it's just neck deep in dad stuff just from the very beginning, which I love. I too have dad stuff. Everyone has terrible dad stuff. Not everyone, but like a lot of people. I think some of the better dads like have their own dad stuff that they've been really conscious about trying to not replicate. And I always appreciate somebody who is like consciously trying to not replicate like dynamics that they did not like in their own lives. I think that's like, it's a good way to be. I'm like, I don't actually know if that was like even a decent tutorial or not. I'm like, it made sense to me. Will it make sense to other people? I do not know. And I don't have the time to like edit it down and make it snappy, so if I do it, I'm just gonna have to cut it at that part and just be like, well, there it is. It's an hour long. Hope it helps. I don't know if you like don't like Mahjong, if you're gonna want to play an hour-long video about Mahjong. But I tried. Hey, got him. Because it is like pretty hard to explain to people like why it's not working or like what they're doing wrong. Because it's just got like layers and kind of levels of like things that you need to think about. But I do think that like if you do a couple of things and then just like brute force it by just doing it over and over again, that like you can get it. I think you did fine, but I admit to not being your target audience. Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, if people want completion bad enough, they'll do it, and if they don't, then they won't. I think it's kind of fun that like RGG Studios is like, you don't have to do the Mahjong, but if you want the trophy, you will. And there's like not always a way around that. I don't think that they should reformulate their games to you know, to appeal to Westerners. I like them the way that they are. Wee! Oh, Marilyn maxed out. Good job, girl. Yes! That was good stuff. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I still got training with Chica to do. Prep to open. Marilyn, you're out because you're maxed. Good job. Chica, you're in. I is maxed. Saki is maxed. Unknown's coming back in. Dolly's coming back in. You're out. Kazumi is in. Shizuka is max. This is pretty good. Like, I've been just grinding the shit out of this. So, because, like, I don't want to lose. I hate losing. Naroko. Namiko. Alright, we'll take her. Special training. Chica, customer service 2. Oh, I keep forgetting to change her hair color. Alright, should we pick up where we left off?
Hi.
I look forward to your tutelage, Majima-san. Okay, so you're gonna treat me like a customer and talk to me, just like last time. You ready? Yes, I aim to please. My name is Chica. I look forward to serving you today. Oh, cool as ice, Chica-chan. Okay, on to the lesson. Let's talk romance today, huh? What do you think of a relationship with lots of romance? Majima, a little... I don't know, she just broke up with a terrible guy. Romantic relationships? Ah, crap. I forgot that Chica-chan just split up with Kanahara, the manager of Club Venus, and king of the douchebags. This is bad. Her face just got gloomier than a kid who drops his ice cream. I screwed up with this question. So, hey, if you'd rather not talk about it, we could change the subject. I'm totally happy to talk about something else.
Yeah, 大丈夫です。恋愛の話しましょう。夜の世界に男と女の話はつきものですからね。逃げてばかりじゃいられません。
I mean, that's pretty smart, Chica. No, I'm fine. We can talk about relationships. Topics about men and women go hand in hand with this line of work. I can't evade the question forever. Oh, okay. Well then, only if you want. You only gotta answer if you feel like talking about it. A breakup ain't easy to discuss. That is true.
はい。失恋って不思議。ふとした時に全部思い出しちゃうもん。
Yes. Splitting up is so strange. Just when I think I've managed to forget, memories come rushing back out of nowhere. That's because breaking up with somebody is a form of grief. No doubt. And if it turns out the guy was a complete piece of trash, I'm sure the scars run deep. Like, when you break up with somebody, even if they are, like, a jerkwad, I don't know, it's like, you grieve what you thought that they were, or what you hoped the relationship would be, you know? Which is not always what it was, especially when you were young, or at least when I was young.
そうですね。自分でもなんであんな人のことを忘れられないのか未だにわからないです。
Ha, that's true. It's hard to fathom why someone like that is so difficult to forget. Chica-chan.
ごめんなさい。暗くなっちゃいましたよね。心配してくれてありがとうございます。
I apologize for bringing the mood down, but thank you for worrying about me. Yep. Those wounds need time to heal. Don't worry, she'll just fall in love with Majima. As we all must. Alright, on a happier note, what's your favorite type of guy then, Chica-chan?
好きなタイプですか？わがままな男の人が好きかもしれないです。
Oh, that's not good. My favorite type? I think I might be attracted to self-centered men. Huh? That's a hell of a trait to be attracted to, ain't it?
はい。こんなわがままな男の人の相手、私以外の女には務まらない。私がこの人を愛してあげないとって思っちゃうんです。おかしいですかね。
Yes, a man who is so selfish that I alone can handle him. It's almost like if I don't love him, no one else will. Is that strange? Girl, that ain't true love. That ain't true love. What you think is love is just an illusion you can't grasp. And when you try, it all goes up in smoke, leaving you dazed and confused.
愛を錯覚してる?
No! My love is an illusion? Yeah. When it's love, you devote yourself to that person, but you gotta understand, devoting yourself to someone doesn't always mean it's love. So, if devotion is something you force on yourself, sure, you might even end up thinking it's love. That's all I meant when I said it was an illusion.
言ってることがよくわかんないですけど、私が相手を持っていた気持ちは絶対錯覚じゃないです。本気で好きでしたから。
Oh, she didn't like that one. I'm not entirely sure I follow, but the feelings I had for him were not mere illusions. I truly loved him.
Eh?
Oh, can you look me in the eye and say that?
愛の錯覚じゃないです。
My love was not an illusion.
そう。
Alright then. My apologies. Alright, so now that I've heard a little bit more about your idea of romance, I gotta admit, I'm getting worried. So here's another question. What happens when you fall for someone? What do you like?
私自身は恋愛してでもそうでなくてもあんまり変化がないと思いますけど。
I don't feel like there's much change in me, whether I'm in love or not, really.
Eh?
That's so? Then maybe I'm getting worried about nothing, I guess.
ただ、相手中心の生活になっちゃうかも。
Oh, Chica. Except, my life does sort of start to revolve around that person.
髪型も服装も生活スタイルも料理の味付けも好きな人を喜ばせるためなら全部彼好みに合わせちゃうかも。
Oh, girl. I changed my hairstyle, clothing, lifestyle, and even how I season my cooking to suit his tastes. If it means I can make him happy, I'll do anything. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of thing that dooms you to unhappy relationships.
不幸な恋愛体質？そうですよね。やっぱり私って幸せな恋愛ができないタイプですよね。
Unhappy relationships? I suppose you are right. I'm simply incapable of a happy relationship. Ugh. I'm torn between you're too attached and don't change for him. Maybe too attached. Let's try that. I think you just get way too attached, Chica-chan.
そうですね。私今まで付き合った男の人、束縛が強い人たちばかりだったから感覚が麻痺しているのかも。
That could be true. The men I've gone out with have all been rather controlling. Perhaps I'm out of touch with how it's supposed to work. Man, the deeper we dive, the more depressing it gets.
私みたいな重たい女が幸せになろうなんておこがましいですかね。
Would it be too presumptuous for a woman who gets attached too easily, like myself, to seek happiness? Chica-chan. No more depressing talk. Alright, enough about romance. I'm gonna ask you straight up, even if maybe now's not the right time. Are you okay?
正直言って元気じゃないです。とりあえず今は気持ちの整理をしています。自分の気持ちがよくわからなくて。
To be quite honest, I'm not doing well. I'm just trying to sort out my feelings for now, but I'm having a difficult time making sense of them. Sure. Yeah, for sure. You've been through a lot.
迷ってばかりですね、私。
just feel lost. Yeah, that's your talent. Hey, I thought you said you were good at being lost.
そうでした。私の特技でしたね。道に迷うの。
Ha, that's right. I did say getting lost was one of my talents, didn't I? Yeah. Sometimes even life gives us a detour, you know? Just take it slow and easy. I'll walk with you.
真島さん。はい。ありがとうございます。
Majima-san. Right. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I've tortured you enough for today. Oh no, not at all. Thank you, Majima-san. Yeah, good job. So, let's see. That was less than stellar. I know you got what it takes to steer the conversation away from anything awkward. Oh, seems the new club is more challenging than I thought. I'll have to change my old work habits. Hey, no problem. There's always room to improve. Yes, thank you. Okay, she got some points. That's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Open the club. Club Moon. I choose you. Oh my gosh. In Yakuza 7, there's like all the video games. Like every video game is inside the game. There's like kind of Pac-Man, and there's kind of Stardew Valley, and there's kind of like definitely Mario Kart. And there's Pokemon. Hey. Pretty good. What is Yakuza Pokemon like? Well, you have to fill out the Suji decks of Sujimon decks. And so you find Sujimon, which are men who are weird and make you feel uncomfortable, and then you I guess that's like a pun that doesn't translate. So basically, like, as you beat up different enemies, they get a Suji Dex entry, and as you get enough people in your Suji Dex, then you can get rewards for this. And also, it will tell you if a enemy that you fought before is like weak against what you're trying to use on them, then be like, oh, this guy's weak against fire. So you can have your guy like do the fire belch at him. There's like there's like fake treasure people, like pseudo trash guys, like people, they're like trash bag guys, because you get treasure out of the trash, and like they come up and they bounce up and they have like little feet and then they do a dance. It is very fun. I'm extremely thrilled with it. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Ladies glass. Yeah, so there's like the whole planting seeds and like making food part of Stardew Valley, and Josh says it's like if Earthbound and like Yakuza had a baby. It's excellent. I'm extremely, like, pleased with it. And Ichiban, who is the, protagonist, in my opinion, even more ADHD than Kiryu. Cause, like, he just will do the thing he was just told not to do. It's just like, don't do this. And he's like, I definitely won't. And then he just does it anyway. It's like, sweetie, that's not how these things work. And he's like, yes, it is. And then he just does it. I love him. Honestly, I think, Josh is like, you think everybody that you like has ADHD, and I'm like, well, to be fair, we do tend to cluster. But also, as I've said, I think that neurodivergent people make really good protagonists. Because we do things for our own reasons, and like kind of go off and do our own thing, which makes us, like, you know, pretty fun protagonists. Kawaii na. It's like you said that the doctor in Doctor Who has ADHD, and I'm like, but he does, or she does now. I was like, she does though. Like, come on. That's not just my opinion, that's facts. Guy's so mad. And that's the thing too, is it's like super silly fun, except when it's like being dead serious, like dad stuff. I do not understand why my like laptop keeps wanting to go to sleep in the middle of this stream. It's very annoying. Come on, Beach, don't do that. ADHD is almost certainly underdiagnosed since it gets pigeonholed as annoying white boy children. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I have curated my Twitter enough that I generally don't see a lot of people's, like, shitty bad takes, but, like, I will sometimes see people's, like, reactions to other people's shitty bad takes. Ooh. Excuse me. Everyone wants to talk, and everyone is angry. Just so angry. Just a bunch of mad bastards. Refill ice. All video game protagonists could have ADHD. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, because, like, apparently there was something going around on Twitter about, like, I don't know, more people getting diagnosed during the pandemic, and it's like, yeah, of course, because, like, I mean, everyone's executive function is getting, like, pushed to the max, and so, you know, of course people who have, like, issues in that area are gonna have even more issues when all of their, like, support structures fall away. That just makes sense. It makes sense that that would happen, you know? And, like, as you say, it's, like, super underdiagnosed. I mean, it's not. I feel like people who are like, everyone wants to get diagnosed with ADHD so they can be special and have special treatment, and it's just like, I'm not getting special treatment. Being able to explain yourself to yourself is like really important, but like, I think people think that there's more disability accommodations than there like actually are. Well, I mean, I know that that's true. Like, people think that there's like all of this like stuff, and it's just like there's just not. Mostly just people being like, well, but have you tried doing a yoga? And I'm like, go away. Go away. I hate that. I hate talking to ableds about that kind of thing. It's too tiring. It's just like, I mean, come on. Like, I like literally had people tell me that I'm like not getting the promotion because of, you know, not at this job, but like before, like, oh, we just feel like, you know, you had a panic attack that one time, so like we can't give you a promotion. And I'm like, you're not allowed to do that. But like they are though. Like I mean, because it's like they're not allowed to do that. Like, have you tried yoga? Have you tried nature? Have you tried just trying harder? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buck the trend of like all this shitty advice that people love to give you, and I'm gonna try less hard. That's like my goal. Ooh. No. I'm like, what is the next special training? Customer service 3. Okay. I'll just open. Because, like, I feel like I try incredibly hard and get no credit for it because it doesn't look like it. Or it doesn't look like to people what trying looks like. Because, like, I don't think that a lot of people are trying with me. I mean, like, I don't think that I'm being, like, met halfway or even a quarter of the way in a lot of cases. And so, like, I don't see why I should, like, I don't know, just like, I mean, there's some situations where you don't have a choice, but like in situations where I do have a choice, I'm just like, I'm not gonna like grind myself into the ground anymore for like when I'm not gonna, that energy's not coming back to me. Like, you know, I mean, when people say like, oh, well, why don't you try harder? It's like, why just stop being weird at me. And I'm like, I'm not being weird at you. I'm just like this. You know, and people say a lot of stuff that they definitely shouldn't, and I'm like, I try really hard not to say things that are gonna like be hurtful to other people, and I certainly don't feel like most people do that. Or like, you know, just the amount of time that you have to spend trying to see it from other people's point of view, and it's just like, why don't you ever try to see it from my point of view? Like, I really think that, there's a lot of good in what, the kind of organizing that autistic people have done, where, you know, this, like, self-advocacy organization, and like people have been able to kind of come together in ways to advocate for changes to certain things, and I think that's like really great, and I hope we can get more of that for ADHD and like in kind of concert with other people, other kinds of neurodiversity. Like you can see it in like, you know, kind of autistic advocacy that people have like really poured their like, you know, life and like heart and work into trying to make things better for other autistic people. And I think that's like super admirable. Chica again. I reward you. There you go. Anybody else do? No. Alright, you'll take her, I guess. Cause like, I mean, I've tried everything, you know? It's like, I've tried all of the things. And like, certainly people are definitely willing to exploit my ADHD when it works to their benefit, but when I need a little bit of accommodation, suddenly it's all asking too much. Have a reward. Guess glass. Hey, stop being a butthole, dude. Come on. Ooh, there we go. Swap ashtray. Talk it. There we go. Fever. The fever of the flavor of a Pringle. That's what I always think of. Oh shit. That was the ashtray. It's like, I guess for the rest of my life, I just get to think the fever of the flavor of a Pringle. Thanks for that, Pringles. Like, whether I want to or not. I will say, due to my habit of listening to Yakuza karaoke songs and other songs from the games on Spotify, especially when I'm anxious, which is depressingly frequent, Spotify has suggested some interesting things, and some of which I've like really enjoyed, so that's fun. They did say that once you pop, the fun doesn't stop. I guess they just had a different idea of fun. Good point, good point. Her. Hey, extend it. Get in there, girl. Yeah. Just miserable bastards. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Gift costs. Alright. We got maxed out girls. Very nice. Okay. Wait a minute. What's with this music? Guess one of the girls left the radio on. Talk about absent-minded. Sheesh. Huh. Where's the damn off switch? This button here? Here we go! Whoa! What the hell? How are you doing, everybody? It's showtime! I'm your host, Dolce Kamiya! I think I did was change the station. As always, we kick off the show with shoutouts to our faithful listeners by reading off their postcards. Here's Dolce Kamiya's Dolce the postcard. Ugh, this DJ's voice is killing me. Where's the damn off switch? Today's featured postcard is from our listener, the Thinking Driver-san. Hi, Dolce Kamiya-san. Listen to your show all the time. Hello to you too, and thanks. I have a girlfriend I adore, but this morning at breakfast, we got into a huge fight. That doesn't sound like a complete part of anyone's morning. The argument was over what kind of condiment to put on a sunny side up egg. Okay. People really argue over what goes on a fried egg? Come on. I use soy sauce, like any self-respecting Japanese man, but she used tonkatsu sauce. Can you believe that? Well, everyone has their preferences. Since then, we haven't exchanged a single word. Some things are important enough to take a stand on. Maybe so, but some things aren't so important either. P.S. What do you put on your eggs, Kamiya-san? The Thinking Driver-san, you're making a monstrous boo-boo fighting with your girl over something like that. I think you need to apologize for being so sussy. Whoa! By the way, I put ketchup on my fried eggs. Gross. The hell is with this goofy-ass radio show? They actually read postcards live on the air about this drivel?
Congratulations!
Oh, would you look at this? That's the third postcard we've read on the air from the Thinking Driver-san. Congratulations! The Thinking Driver-san will have a fantabulous prize headed your way. I'm not saying what, but it's worth a cool 1,000,000 yen. What the? 1,000,000 yen? Oh, it's time already. Too bad, so sad, but that's our show for today, folks.
See you next time.
Alright, make sure to tune in again. Goodbye, and see you next time. This guy is gonna fork over 1,000,000 yen just for writing into his radio show? What a world we live in. Makes you question the value of money. Even worse, they really read postcards about a fried eggs fight live on the air? I bet I could write in and be twice as interesting. Oh. Hey, Majima-san, is Dolce Kamiya's show over already? Yeah, he just went off the air, actually. First time I heard of it, but that stuff's wild. I think it's very entertaining. His show is known for the pointless postcards he reads and his silly commentary. It really makes you want to tune in every day. Yuki-chan, I didn't know we had an expert in the house. That means you're the one guilty of leaving the radio on. Oh, sorry.
I heard the ad for Kamiya's show, and it gave me an idea for a postcard to write in. I went out and bought some, actually. But now I forgot what I was going to write in about. I know it was amusing, though. So you've been writing in, Yuki-chan? Ever get a postcard read on the air? I kinda doubt it, knowing you. Why is he constantly negging Yuki? Hey, not yet, but I will. There's a ton of people who write in, you know, so it's not as easy as it sounds. You sure about that? I bet I could get on there as easy as snapping my fingers and clicking my heels. Fine then, Majima-san. Put your money where your pen is. I'll leave some postcards on the table. Consider it done. 3 postcards read live on the air and 1,000,000 yen coming right up. It's already in the bag. Everyone thinks that at first. Just don't cry if you don't make the cut, okay? Give me some time. I'm gonna cook up some humble pie and serve it to you cold, Majima style. If there's a tale worth sharing on the radio, I ought to write it on a postcard. Dolce the postcard, Majima! Uh-oh, here we go. Well, I gotta do a postcard now. Before I start writing postcards, I gotta decide on a pen name. What's good? Oh my, okay. Angel of Darkness. If I'm gonna be on the air, I wanna make a big splash with a real cool name. They were choices, it's true. Lord Evil? Dark Harbinger? Dude of Darkness? It's very, very goth. Got it. The Angel of Darkness. It's kinda cheesy. Maybe something else. Alright, what's a good pen name? How about your name? A good name for radio is a tough one. What's wrong with my real name? Wait, people kinda know my name out there? If they heard it on a radio, I'd never live it down. It's gotta be a better way to disguise it. Okay. Goro-chan! How about something catchy that still says it's me? Goro-chan! It's got my name and a lot of goes, and that's all I do. Perfect. Do I want to scribble off a postcard to Dolce Kamiya's radio show? Hell yeah, I do. Goro-chan. What should we write about? What should I write about? Gotta be something that Dolce Kamiya is gonna want to read on the air. Taxing issue. I can write about advising that politician about taxes. Gotta keep the details vague on this one, though. Writing. There we go. Hey, Yuki-chan. Can I get you to drop this postcard in the mail later? Huh? Isn't that for Dolce Kamiya's show? Can't you just mail it yourself? I'm a little busy with this and that, Yuki-chan. Can't you do me a solid? Alright, I'll mail it for you. You're an angel, Yuki-chan. Appreciate it. Yeah. We'll see if your postcard gets picked. I hope they read my postcard on the air. Better tune in to Dolce Kamiya's show next time. Bang. Alright. Well, that is that. Alright, y'all. That's the stream. I hope that y'all enjoyed that. I had a good time. I think I explained what I was talking about with the Mahjong pretty good, but, like, I don't know. It makes sense to me. So, that's gonna be it for tonight. I'll see y'all on Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Hopefully, if you can make it, that would be lovely. Hopefully I'll see you then. I had a really good time. I do love Mahjong. I don't always lose. I hope you have a good evening too, Miss Dribble, and I'll talk to y'all later, and I will see you on Wednesday. Alright, that's it. I gotta go. Bye!